What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the second trailer for Uncharted. I couldn't not do this. I had to talk about it. So here's the deal. Again, major confliction. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to put it into words. I think in some ways, the movie really impresses me. That's a hot take. And I will say at other times that this movie's trailer, both of them, are just the dumbest, worst thing that I could possibly see on screen. And I really, in a way, though, cannot wait to watch this movie in theaters because I want to see what it's all like when you put it all together. So let me focus on some of the positives. I still think Tom is fine as Nate. It's hard to be too critical, mainly because we know him as a kid in some ways, but as like this stage of his life, and also I guess the overall factor of the movie is different than the games, right? You can't really, there's not too much to compare him to. Now, he's doing a lot of the things that our Nate, Nolan North's Nathan Drake, does in the games, but he's a lot younger. And so maybe then you would have to try to compare him to that one, in which case I don't think he does all that great of a job. But it's kind of conflicted. I don't really have a big problem with it. His dialogue is not awful, at least what it seems like in the trailer. I really want to focus, though, on Sully. Dear Jesus Christ, Mark Wahlberg. Look, I don't hate him as a person. I don't hate him as an actor. I think he's actually fine. But I don't know what... And like, this is not the first time we're talking about this, right? I don't know what the idea was here because it just... Now he's talking more. Like, he's in more scenes in this trailer. He's speaking. Words are coming out of his mouth more often. And I cannot associate him with Sully. I can't. If you're going to do it, why not have somebody that at least sounds even remotely close to what you had with the game? I mean, it's not even close. Now, what's weird, though, is what I will say, at the end of the trailer, when it shows Sully with the mustache, which and then Nate makes fun of him for it, it's like, dear Jesus Christ. Like, number one, I assume that's the very end of the movie, or it's like even an after credit scene, and for some reason they showed it. Also, I like his attire. Like, they're clearly doing it, the actual Sully thing. I like Nate's, what Nate is wearing as well. So, visually, they actually nailed it. Like, at the end, they nailed it. They clearly do what Nate's supposed to look like. They clearly do what Sully's supposed to look like, including his mustache. And, although it's very limited dialogue, his voice does sound, in my opinion, I only listened to it twice, but it does sound different, slightly different, where it does sound closer to the game than whatever he's doing for the rest of the trailer, like the beginning of the trailer. So I don't know if the plan is for him to like grow into the character of Sully, but like he's a grown man. And again, we've already seen Sully in the games as a grown man. Even the very first, like the youngest we see him, he's still an adult. So I don't know why you need to kind of grow into that character if that's not, that's not what you have to do. So I don't understand. I don't understand it at all. Besides that, again, positives and negatives. Positive, that ending pirate ship thing, that was insane. And I really like that. That must have been, obviously the idea of the ships comes from 4, but when they like lift them up and they're swinging them and they're jumping from ship to ship, that's actually incredible. Okay, that's like Pirates of the Caribbean sci-fi like, and I'm fine with that entirely. I think actually that's really, really cool. Countering it with a negative, a lot of the dialogue in this movie seems like absolute garbage. There's jokes in it, and the jokes, to me, don't really work. The thing, look, what needs to work in this movie is Sully and Nate, both on their own and also together. If you do not have a relationship that's well done, or you can't buy it, okay? The movie's done. Chloe is not going to be able to save it, okay? She actually is what you would imagine, I would say, a Chloe looking like and sounding like. In fact, she's probably the closest related, or like looking-wise and sounding-wise to the base character she's supposed to be than any of them, than the 3 of them, I guess. And that's great and all, but if Sully doesn't work, which it already seems like he's not going to work on his own, right? So then it's like, well, will Sully and Nate work? Well, judging from mainly the one thing I'm trying to like hint at is when he says like turn it clockwise, and then they turn it clockwise and it almost shoots Sully and says like, oh, you almost got me killed. And he says clockwise Sully. It's like, oh my God, it doesn't work in my opinion. Now again, this is taken out of context. It's just a trailer, and maybe the overall scene is better, but I don't know. Nobody can come at me with like, you're not a PlayStation guy, you're not an Uncharted guy. Uncharted is my favorite gaming franchise, so I think I know what I'm talking about. That doesn't make me like more or less, like able to talk about this movie. Anybody can do it, but it's not like I'm coming at it from a place that like I don't know what I'm talking about. I want this movie to be good because it exists. I never wanted this movie to happen, okay? I don't think really I don't want a Last of Us show to happen. I don't want any of it to happen because I don't think you're ever going to match or beat the base material. And if you're not going to do either of those, don't even try, okay? I'm not against people trying things, but if you know, and you can take a pretty good guess, that it's not going to match or beat it, don't even do it in the first place. And, obviously they don't listen to that, so they did it anyway. So at this point, I'm hoping that the movie is good. I'm wishing and rooting for it because what else are you going to do? The movie exists. I can't stop that from happening. I mean, the movie's going to release. And now I just wish for the best of it. And I want it to be the best movie possible. And I think what's going to happen here is it's not going to appeal to a wide audience. It's just not. And then the hardcore audience that is the only audience that's going to go see it is probably going to be pissed off at it. That's what I personally think is they're going to upset people like me and the Uncharted fandom, and then it's not going to reach anybody else. And that's going to be the movie. And I don't want that to happen, but it really seems like it's going to happen. Again, does that mean there won't be cool things? No. That pirate ship thing is one of the coolest things I've seen, okay? I love it. I want more of it. In fact, the last 30 minutes of the movie was just that. Completely cool. The problem is, it's probably not going to be the last 30 minutes of the movie, and one cool sequence is probably not going to save the rest of the movie. That's all I got to say. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you're subscribed, bell icon turned on. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter or subscribe to my second channel or support us on Patreon or YouTube memberships, links for them all are in the description below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video.